Yeah, and I advised strongly against him doing that.
Did you?
Yeah.
So that was a f***ing lie.
If you take that point of view, then you're going to miss perhaps some more relevant reasons to why Meghan isn't as popular as she should be.
For 8 years, Patrick Jeffson was Princess Diana's private secretary.
Wow.
He saw the pressure public scrutiny brings, but says, like Diana did, the modern royals must learn to cope with it.
It's confusing for her, I'm sure. Royal life is very similar to celebrity life, but celebrity lives are earned, royal lives are granted.
Fact.
Coming up,
I am the luckiest girl in the world.
forgotten friends come back to bite. You're just a jilted friend.
I'm not a jilted friend, I promise. I'm not.
And can the ghost of Diana save Harry and Meghan's fractured fairy tale?
I don't know.
Meghan doesn't need to look anywhere else but at the legacy of her mother-in-law.
That's next on 60 Minutes.
I'm not I am not dissing the dirt on Meghan, not at all. I'm being honest. As a friend and someone that knew her before Harry, knew her. I didn't even know she was famous when I met her. I didn't know who she was.
So that was a f***ing lie.
We'll never be royal.
With so-called friends like British media personality Lizzie Cundy, Meghan Markle probably doesn't need enemies.
Really, nigga?
What did you think of her?
I thought she was great fun, looking for a guy. She loved England.
She says they were great buddies before Meghan met Harry.
She said she wanted a boyfriend, she wanted a celebrity boyfriend, and never, in my wildest dreams would I ever think that she would end up marrying Prince Harry.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
But when Meghan joined the firm, this Lizzie was dumped in favour of another.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I think Meghan changed to a girl that maybe was more manipulating and doing what Meghan wants to do. I kind of saw a different side.
Gay.
Come on, you're just a jilted friend.
I'm not a jilted friend,
You
I
are.
promise. I'm not. I'm really not a jilted friend at all. But I feel that they could do things so much better. I don't think you can lecture about the planet and then take 4 private jets. I wanted her to be the next Princess Diana. I think she still can be. But Princess Diana was about everyone else. And it appears that Meghan is about Meghan a lot of the time.
Now, I'm really mad.
And here's another problem for Meghan. Could anyone live up to the memory of the mother-in-law from heaven?
What do you mean by that?
Princess Diana's former private secretary, Patrick Jeffson, says, in the eyes of the British public, it's an almost impossible task, but it could be the key to winning Meghan's PR battle.
She was in the business of life and death, of dealing with people regardless of race or gender or background who were at the bottom of the heap.
Wow.
Whose lives were miserable. People who were stigmatized, people who were outsiders, outcasts. So today, AIDS isn't stigmatized, leprosy isn't stigmatized, mental illness is transformed. All Diana's work.
Good job!
So, what you're saying is that Meghan doesn't need to look anywhere else but at the legacy of her mother-in-law.
Meghan isn't and never has been an ordinary British person. So part of her challenge is to work out what it feels like, what it is to be an ordinary British person, and not to be one, but to understand, therefore, how best to use her extraordinary influence and high profile.
Nice.
So what's the blueprint then for Meghan to be a success?
The blueprint involves not doing more, but probably doing less. She is, after all, wife of the 6th in line to the throne. That means that she is constitutionally irrelevant. However,
That's not a very nice way of putting it.
However, she is obviously very high profile. And that combination has never really happened before.
Back at Buckingham Palace, Katie Hopkins is still railing against Meghan.
Oh, Lord. Again.
But there's also... When Princess Diana's baby boy fell in love with a gorgeous American starlet, we all went, ah. Then things got even better. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were married, and in doing so took on the role of Duke and Duchess of the world. But now something has happened. The couple appear to want a little privacy. Too much to ask? You bet. The public feel cheated, the tabloids have turned, and the blame game, much of it directed at Meghan, is fierce.
Here we go again.
It hasn't yet progressed to off with her head, but it's still a major headache for the royal family.
Ha! Gay!
It started so well. A dashing prince with the love of his life. The announcement of an engagement.
It's beautiful, and he designed it. It's incredible.
Boring!
And plans for a wedding. Sure, there were a few hiccups.
She's not gonna tell me that I can't speak.
In-laws acting like outlaws.
If I had a message for Harry, it's get over it. I'm your new father-in-law.
What?
But as Meghan Markle walked down the aisle to be with Prince Harry, the whole world was happy.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Fast forward 15 months, the fairy tale has fractured. And one person is copping all the blame.
Okay, I'm listening. You have my attention. And I've decided that I want to die.
Andrew, what on earth has Meghan done?
Well, Meghan seems to be a version of the Antichrist as far as Fleet Street are concerned. And it's almost a royal rite of passage you've got to go through.
Andrew Morton has spent a lifetime making the private lives of the royal family public.
Wow.
But he reckons Meghan Markle bashing has gone too far.
You don't know what's going on, really. And yet the kind of casual vituperation of Meghan and Harry is, it makes you shudder. I mean, it's not like she's done anything wrong. She's just basically living her life as a royal. She's, in my view, she's done everything right.
What do you mean by that?
It's quite revealing that Meghan said when she joined the royal family that she was going to hit the ground running.
Unlike Morton, former palace insider Patrick Jeffson says Meghan needs work to make it as a royal.
What?
Now, of course, we love people who hit the ground running. Energy, enthusiasm, motivation, let's do it. But you've got to know where you're running to and who's running with you and what are you going to say when you get there?
Yeah, right.
At what should be the happiest time of the newlyweds' lives, things have gone famously awry for Meghan, and in turn, Harry too.
Oh, Lord. Again.
Eyebrows were first raised when taxpayers funded their $4 million house reno.
The Duke and Duchess have been criticised for demanding privacy, yet still accepting taxpayers' money for renovations on their home.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the f***?
More tut-tutting when the couple kept little Archie away from public view.
I mean, they could have come out in a glass carriage just to show us the baby in the christening gown.
Then Meghan was slammed for acting like a snob at the tennis.
This is not a private visit. If you're the Duchess of Sussex getting a freebie at Wimbledon in the VIP seat, it's not a private visit.
Ha! Gay!
And now, a further frenzy of outrage because these eco-warriors like to travel in style.
A lot of people have labelled them hypocrites because they've taken 4 private jet flights in just 11 days.
Andrew Morton says it's just not worth the hot air.
It seems to me that Meghan really should be given applause, not and bouquets, rather than the attacks that she and Harry are suffering from.
I don't think they're listening to you, though.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Who's they?
Well, the press. Has she really provoked the British media so badly?
The British media are notoriously fickle. They have an antenna for when the royal family is not being entirely straight with them. And this may be why Meghan and other members of the family have taken far more control of their own image.
I mean, look at all these tourists here.
A lot of people, and it's a sunny day.
Yeah. Well, you know who they've come to see, Harry and Meg's.
They've not come to see Harry and Meg's. They've come to see the Queen. They've come to pay respect to the great British tradition of the monarchy. They've come to see real royals.
What do you mean by that?
Outside the gates of the world's most famous family home, today there's only one winner in a popularity poll about young royal wives.
Kate is a billion times better.
A billion times better.
Meghan does not hold a candle to Kate.
I'm here with British commentator Katie Hopkins.
We do not care.
Meghan's interesting.
No, she's fickle, she's of the moment, she's this deep.
Who says someone has to speak for the commoners and expose the real Meghan Markle.